All right, people, I want to give you an update on the 10 men that escaped from the New Orleans prison a few days ago. We're going to keep on this thing till they catch the last one. So this might be an everyday occurrence. I haven't been able to find a video. I've been searching. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to have to put it out there. Old school, straight from the horse's mouth. They typed it out. A lot of affiliates got the information. These two women arrested for assisting Orleans jail escape. Louisiana State Police, they say. Now, who are these ladies here? From left, 32-year-old Cortini Harris of New Orleans and a 38-year-old Corvanity Orte Bastiste of Slidell were arrested Wednesday, that's May 21st, on allegations of helping escape Orleans jail inmates. Just came out about an hour ago. Like I said, I would have put out a little bit earlier, but I've been trying to find a video. I can't find one. I'm sure we'll have one later on. Two women accused of assisting Orleans Justice Center jail employees this week have been arrested, the Louisiana State Police said Wednesday. These two ladies, I tell you, boy, they were booked with accessory after the fact to the May 16th escape. So we're 5 days into this thing, people. Thank God nobody outside has gotten hurt. Harris is accused of being in contact by phone to assist one of the 5 fugitives still at large. Investigators said Harris was in contact with the inmate before the jailbreak and later drove 2 of the escapees to multiple locations in New Orleans while they were on the loose. Troopers did not disclose which inmates is primarily associated with Harris, but a law enforcement source told Fox 8 she was assisting escapee Leo Tate. I want to thank one of my subscribers. They put it in the chat last night. Pearson, what about the name Leo? I'm like, look, that makes sense. People, if you didn't catch the video I did last night, I pointed out that I was really looking at a guy named Massey. And the long and short of it is that there is a situation that happened last year of a lady named Massey. And she unfortunately lost her life due to a police officer. And she said, quote, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," which comes out to 3:16. And the long and short again of the story is that her name was Massey. And one of the guys on the loose is Massey. And I'm wondering, will he be the last one? Because I saw a number connection from the day that this lady named Massey died and the day of the escape. I believe it came out to Donald Trump 45. I think it did. Either way, the point the guy brought out says, Pearson, what does Leo mean? I'm like, I believe it can mean something because we just had a pope become elected, 2 weeks ago? His name is Leo, right? And I pointed out in that video I did yesterday that Leo's birthday, Pope Leo, his birthday is 9/14. And guess what? The Star Spangled Banner was created on 9/14. And also the prison that these guys escaped from opened up on 9/14. What are the odds? Look, people, it's deep. And the connections, you just got to check out the video. It's there. Let me pull it up for you guys so you guys can see this here. Just go to my name, Friendship Blue. Check out that video. It's an eye-opener, people. Main escape, Massey. Check out this video. It's an eye-opener. 9/14 is a big date for some reason. Now, Leo Tate. Leo Tate. It might be Leo at the end and Massey. Who knows? The agency said Batiste was in contact by phone and social media assisting Corey Boyd, who was captured Tuesday night in the 1400 block of Iberville Street in New Orleans. Troopers said Batiste also brought food to Boyd while he was hiding in a residence. People, they already made the announcement the same day. If you ate in the bed or whatever, you're gonna be in trouble. So why would you even take the chance? And on social media, you know the police are looking at social media, but who knows if the story is real? Who knows? Who knows? These are the people. This is the guy I'm looking at. Massey. This is the lineup they got. Like I said, you still got Leo out there, you still got Massey, and you still got Donald, as in Donald Trump to me. That's the way I look at it. I think it's symbolic. Donald is still out there, Massey is still out there, and Leo is out there. I got to associate if there is a Derrick Groves association. Oh, and Van Buren, he's still out there. So you got 5. You got 5 still out there, people. Got 5 still out there. So yeah, that's the first one. You got 2 ladies. Now check this out. What we know about the escape from a New Orleans jail. The Louisiana authorities are still searching for 5 of the 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Parish Justice Center last week. Yeah, boy. And a manhunt has gripped New Orleans since 10 inmates made a brazen escape from a jail last week in one of the largest such breaks in Louisiana history. The authorities have captured 5 of the inmates, but 5 others are still on the run. They say a maintenance worker was charged on Tuesday with aiding their escape, bolstering investigations, suspicions that the men had inside help amid security failures, and 2 women were charged on Wednesday with helping the escapees while they were on the run. Now, just for the record, I received an email from somebody. It wasn't complete, but they said that this maintenance worker, he's a fall guy. I'm going to say it again. I received the email. That's right. I received the email, and it said that the maintenance worker is the fall guy. That he's been to high school, he's been to college. He's the fall guy for this whole thing. That's what the email said. So hey, I might get back on that. It wasn't whoever sent it to me, just send the rest of it. But they believe this guy's taking the fall for everything. And allegedly, I'm gonna show you why I think the person might say that. I'm gonna read to you some things. Okay, here's what to know about the situation. The inmates likely had help, officials say. The 10 inmates escaped from the Orleans Parish Justice Center at around 1 a.m. on Friday, the authorities said. Wow, wow, wow. I couldn't resist that. It's Friday, OJs. Y'all remember that back in the day? Wow, wow, wow. Thank God it's Friday. They escaped on Friday, living for the weekend. After removing a toilet and sink from a cell where the water supply had been turned off, the inmates cut steel bars and got out through a rectangular hole in the wall. People, if all this is true, they got to find out where they got this equipment from. Now, they say it was some construction going across the street, so who knows? Somebody had to supply them with whatever to cut that thing, right? So, I don't know how they got it. They left behind a taunting misspelled message scrawled on the wall, quote, "Too easy, laugh out loud." I went into all that. You guys know how I feel about that. After crawling through the hole, the inmates left the jail through its loading dock. They shed their uniforms, scaled a wall around the jail, and then ran across Interstate 10 nearby. The Louisiana Attorney General's office said on Tuesday that a maintenance worker, here's the guy, had helped the inmates by shutting off the water, which allowed them to remove the toilet and sink unit. The worker, Sterling Williams, who was arrested on Monday, told investigators that an inmate had threatened to shank him if he did not shut off the water, according to an affidavit. But Mr. Williams' lawyer, Michael Kennedy, said after speaking to his client on Wednesday that the investigators had mischaracterized what happened. Mr. Kennedy said that a sheriff's deputy had told Mr. Williams that the toilet was overflowing and asked him to look at it. It appeared that the toilet had been intentionally clogged by the inmates in an effort to get someone to shut off the water, Mr. Kennedy said. Mr. Williams then shut off the water. He was not acting out of fear or conspiring with the escapees, Mr. Kennedy said. He was merely a tool that the escapees used to further their plan without his knowledge, Mr. Kennedy said in the email. He said Mr. Williams planned to plead not guilty. What do you think? Have you heard something? Have you heard something? Look, who knows the twists and turns of this thing? Who knows? It could be the truth. It could be adding to the suspense. Now, what gets me is that this guy, his name is Mr. Kennedy. Now, this happened when? This jail thing happened, what, the 16th? Was it the 16th? Let's look at something right quick. Let me see. Was that the 16th? I think it was the 16th. Well, they did read it, Pearson. It was the 16th, right? I think it was the 16th. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're going to the 6th day. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so the 16th. Let's take 5/16, subtracted from JFK's unalive moment. Because the guy's name is Kennedy, y'all. I'm just keeping it real. The guy's name is Kennedy. So, when I hit Kennedy, look, antennas go up. It is what it is. I said it is what it is. That's 175. What you got right there? Oh, wow, look at that. If you take 5/16/2025, subtracted from 11/22/2026, the anniversary of JFK being slain, you get 555. A lot of people be sending me emails saying, look, Pearson, 555 is Trump, because Trump always say 555. But remember, Julius Caesar was stabbed at 55 years old and died. Let me see what else we get. What else we got here? We got the 190th day of the year. We got 6/6. I don't know what the 190th day of the year is. That's 175. Let me see here. What's the 175th day of the year on the Gregorian calendar? June 24. According to Wikipedia, this is the... Okay, so that's June 24. I don't see any other possible connections here. Let's go back to this here, this 5 thing, though. Did we do 190? I think we did that already. 6/6. Well, JFK's birthday was 5/29, y'all. 5/29. So let's see, we got 5/29, and that was 1917 when he died. Yeah. And if we make it 2024, then that's 50 with 2. I'm doodling right quick. Y'all bear with me, because I'm also feeling something as I'm doing this, because I need to look at this thing in terms of Kennedy. Because if we had that 9/14 that was hitting, remember all the 9/14 I was talking about back in the day? 9/14. Let's do 9/14 subtracted from Kennedy's death date. Let's do that. See if we get something. Because numbers tell stories, people. They always do. They tell stories. So what's really going on at this point? I don't know. I got to seek and maybe I'll find something. Well, Leave the World Behind just came up 12/8. Well, if you take anniversary of JFK's slain, 11/22/2026, from 9/14, that's the day that the jail was founded, 9/14, that'd be the anniversary. You get 1/2, that's December 8th. That's when Leave the World Behind came out. Who knows, people? Who knows? We could doodle all day. Let's go back and read. Let's read the rest of this. I'm marveling at how this so-called escape went down. I mean, he shut off the water because he thought it was clogged. But Mr. Lawyer said after speaking to his client on Wednesday that investigators they misunderstood him. It says at the time of the escapee, a civilian employee in the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office, who was responsible for monitoring security systems, had left his station to get food, officials said. Officials did not notice that the inmates were missing until a routine head count, 8:30 a.m. on Friday. On Wednesday, Louisiana State Police said that two women, Courtney Harris and Corvenity Baptiste, had been arrested and charged with helping the escapees. Mrs. Harris was in phone contact with an escapee and transported two escapees to various locations in New Orleans, the state police said. Miss Baptiste was in contact with, people, I thought that the phone calls were I'm trying to understand the time sequence. How they gonna be on the phone setting this thing up? I thought, people, look, we gotta think, right? Come on. They're saying that this lady helped them. Well, what did he have? Pigeons in the prison, sending information to her back and forth? I thought that the phones were monitored in the jails. How are they able to pull this off? Well, I'll be out of jail at midnight Friday night. I'm gonna party like the OJs from 1979, whenever the record came out. We're gonna party like it's 1999. Come on. Meet me here as we run across the expressway. How does that transmittal get past the guard people? This ain't making no sense. Put in the chat. Is it your understanding that that phones are monitored in prison? This don't make no sense. The two women had been arrested, charged with helping to escape. Miss Harris was in phone contact with an employee, with an escapee, and transported to. Okay, so she did this afterwards. Really? Well, you would assume before she knew about it. You would assume. You would think. At least you would ask. Miss Baptiste was in contact with another escapee by phone and on social media and helped him get food. That was dumb. The escaped inmates, whose ages range from 19 to 42, had been held on charges that included murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, and carrying illegal weapons. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got Massey is 32, Leo is 31. Them the two I'm looking at. And you got Donald. Donald was 42, he the oldest one. Oh, this is good. Officials have cautioned residents that the escapees may be armed and dangerous. More than 200 law enforcement officers have been helped to track down the inmates, the state police. Agencies including FBI and Crime Stoppers have offered reward money of totaling $20,000 for information. Look at that. Got the helicopters out. Every time this go down, it shows you how many millions of dollars they have spent collectively in all these 50 states with this military apparatus. I believe that's why a lot of this stuff in part is fake, because what they're doing, they're psychologically letting us know in the future, if you ever try to run, guess what? We got you. And we got tanks, we got dogs, we got see-through equipment, monitoring equipment, we got helicopters, sonar. But they got all that, but folks should get out of jail. Hello. Before the escape, there were already concerns about poor conditions, overcrowding. Like I said, don't believe all the stories. Don't believe all that. defective locks, defective doors. People, let me tell you something about security. When you have defective doors, you're going to, the camera stays on there, and usually they have a guard there, or they make that area where you can't get by, or harder. They're obstructed. Now, I know they got laws in case there's a fire that you can't leave an area that's obstructed, but the odds are there's another area that you can get through. So I'm not believing this thing about they were able to pull the doors off track. I believe they just showed that just for drama, to show you how they did it. I believe this was all set up. And like I said, if you watch my video, if you watch this video here, Main Escape, Massey, you'll see the due diligence I did on that thing. And I did this one here also, New Orleans jailbreak. In a perfect world, these videos would get 20,000, 30,000, maybe 100,000 views. Because they're very deep, insight. Excuse me for yawning. I'll get back with you guys. Let me know what you think. Again, the person who sent me that information, they believe that the maintenance guy was a fall guy. Is that plausible? What y'all think? All right, let me know. Watch out. I'm glad we're not out there. We ain't got to worry about it. They got 5 more to get. 5 more to get. Countdown. Will they get them this month? We got 9 days left, 10 days left. We'll see.